I would like to call to order the East Point Community School Board of Education meeting at 6:40. Can you please call the roll? Present.
Mr. Williams here. Mr. Roscoe.
Present.
Mrs. Richardson.
Present.
Mrs. Whitby.
Here.
And Mr. McCain.
Here.
Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. I made me pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Dan, we miss you.
I seen Dan.
Next, can I please have a motion for approval of the agenda?
Place forth a motion to approve the agenda in its written form.
Second.
Whibley.
Whitby and
McCain. Yeah, Whitby.
It's Mrs. Whitby, please.
Please call the vote.
Mr. McCain.
Yes.
Mrs. Whitby.
Yes.
Dr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mr. Roscoe.
Yes.
And Mrs. Richardson.
Yes. With a motion of 6-0, motion's carried. Next, can I please have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
With motion and report, can you please call the vote?
Mrs. Whitby.
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe.
Yes.
Dr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mrs. Richardson.
Yes.
And Mr. McCain.
Yes.
With a vote of 6-0, motion's carried. Next, we have superintendent's report.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Education, and for those of you joining us in the audience and at home. This is your superintendent's report for April 13th. Just a reminder that we are East Point Community Schools. Congratulations, Brooke Van Ree and the Bellevue Elementary School Green Team. Bellevue Elementary School will be recognized as a Macomb County Green School at the Macomb County Green Schools celebration on Wednesday, April 22nd. Brooke Van Ree has been running the Green program at Bellevue for probably about 20 years. Congratulations to Brooke and the students of Bellevue and that team. Last week, Mallory McMorrow, current sitting state senator running for U.S. Senate, came by East Point High School to meet with a group of students and staff. Members of the East Point Federation of Educators lifted issues facing teachers in the classroom, and students got a chance to talk about what it's like to be a student in the current day. Senator McMorrow was a lovely facilitator, did a great job of honoring all of the voices of our students and our staff, and our teachers did a fantastic job of lifting the voice of the teachers. This is part of the superintendent's office outreach to all U.S. Senator candidates to come and learn more about public education, and specifically more about public education in our district from our students and our staff. We have to influence policy and teach our children that they can too. So thank you to Senator McMorrow for joining us, and hats off to Todd Yarch, Brittany Hardrick Kepler for all of her hard work on preparing the media center. Junior Day occurred last week. Tomorrow is SAT Day for our junior class. Last week they played Jeopardy, talked about test taking strategies, did get to throw a few pies in adult faces, but a great opportunity to have fun while starting to prepare for this big exam. Non-homestead millage virtual town halls. We had nice participation in our first virtual town hall, so we decided to add more of them. So these are the dates for the virtual town halls. These will be conducted via Zoom. The link will be put on our website as well as sent out to parents. We had some parents attend last time, and they had a lot of great questions. Myself and John Dean were able to spend some one-on-one time with them and answer all of the questions that they had regarding our millage non-homestead replacement on the ballot for May 5th. kindergarten roundup. This year, based on parent input as well as staff and leader input, we have been offering kindergarten roundup in a series. So our next session will be Friday, April 24th at East Point Early Learning Center. There will be a 10 a.m. session and a 1 p.m. session. You can come learn more about starting your child in kindergarten and learn more about what it's like to be in kindergarten or what it's like to be a kindergarten parent, because those are all big changes as we welcome your babies into our schools. There will be more informational meetings as the summer continues on, and one right before school starts. But if you know anybody shopping around for kindergarten, we would love to have them. April 24th at our Early Learning Center. Last week was a National Assistant Principal Week. We would like to thank Van Doherty at East Point Middle School and Catherine Davis for all that our assistant principals do at our middle school and high school to support learning and to support students. As an assistant principal, you get up in the morning and you write a list of all of the things that you're going to do that day. And then when you dismiss the kids at 3:30, you look at your list and then maybe you get one thing done on it, because the assistant principal is the wheels and the cog of our schools. They make sure that the student discipline and student needs are taken care of. And we happen to have two great assistant principals. So thank you to the schools for celebrating them. I'd like to do a custodial team shout out to our leader, Christina Crenshaw, and her team at Forefront for being excellent partners in keeping our buildings clean every day. Christina Crenshaw is a force to be reckoned with. She leads our Forefront group here at East Point Community Schools. And you can never find her because she's everywhere in the district. She does an exceptional job of setting a high standard for our custodians, and we wanted to recognize her. We are working on also recognizing some of our nighttime custodians, because when we're all home sleeping, they're in our schools, making sure those schools are ready for our children the next day. We have a fantastic partner in Forefront, and congratulations and thank you to Christina Crenshaw for her leadership here at East Point Community Schools. A community 5K, Amy and Paris are the leaders. Paris McCarthy, the athletic and activities director, and Amy Cirillo, our food service director, are part of a team here as the district wellness committee. And what they have been working on is improving the healthy food options for our children inside of the school day, and also access to recess. That was a big push for us this year, is to make sure that students all got time outside playing. And the team is sponsoring their second 5K fun run and walk at Spindler Park on Saturday, May 2nd. So we hope to see some of those walkers from the East Point residents group, along with any of you who are interested in running. Come meet our students, come on out and have some fun Saturday, May 2nd. We will be at Spindler Park this year. The sign up is there on the QR code. If you're watching at home, you can sign up right now. Athletics updates. Our first season of high school girls flag football will launch in partnership with the Detroit Lions. It kicks off next Friday, April 24th at Memorial Field, where our Lady Shamrocks will take on Centerline at 7:30 p.m. Our Little Shamrocks Youth Sports League continues to grow. We just finished our basketball season, and we will be starting soccer season. As of today, we had almost 100 students registered for spring soccer across the 4 schools. And we have a lot of parents getting involved in the Little Shamrock athletics. So we're very excited. Paris and the team are already starting to work on the fall activities for next year. Our goal for this year was just to offer basketball, but the team decided that there was enough interest and excitement in Little Shamrock sports to go ahead and offer spring soccer. Those games will be on Saturdays at the soccer field behind Forest Park, so get your lawn chairs out and get ready, because Little Shamrock soccer season is about to get started. Varsity track and field is underway. We are competing tonight at the MAC Bronze Meet. Varsity baseball, softball, and golf competition are all getting started this week. Upcoming events on April 14th, we have parent-teacher conferences and SAT testing. It is a half day for students tomorrow. April 24th, we've got those 2 kindergarten roundup sessions. And then May 2nd is our community walk. This evening, I'd like to invite, as part of our series of keeping the board and our community aware of our program, I'd like to invite Dr. Tamika Walton to the podium. And on behalf of the student support offices of Ann Evans, interim director, Donna Fabian Grossman, homeless liaison, and MTSS coordinator, and Twyla Crumpler, I'd like to introduce Dr. Tamika Walton to tell us a little bit more about the student support services we offer here in East Point Community Schools. Dr. Walton.
Thank you, Superintendent Gibson. To the best board in this town.
All right.
Recognize.
All right.
So I want to highlight some things that our dynamic team is doing. Now, I need to be clear. Our team extends out to the schools, but I just really want to focus on the things that we do.
Okay.
So, our student support team ensures that students have coordinated academic, behavior, and social-emotional support, along with a phenomenal support teams within the schools. Together, we implement 504 plans, IEPs addressing barriers that may impact student success, including homelessness or being identified as having a disability. Only students that are identified in a Tier 3 level needs more intensified services, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. We are very proud that we implemented a program for our students called Teach Town Curriculum, and so I'll speak on that as well. But what I want to say is what's great about that curriculum that I'm going to go over is that it aligns with the MTSS system that all of our schools already have implemented. Okay? And MTSS is just a multi-tier support system. What is great about it is that this curriculum provides standard-based interventions, ensuring that all students have equitable access to services and receive consistent, connected support across all systems. Now, when I say Tier 3, I mean those students who have intensified interventions. So our Teach Town curriculum is for those students only. Also, through the MTSS, it targets interventions that help students progress and assess grade level standards. Can you switch to the next slide, please? No, I'm sorry. Can you go back one? Yes. What is Teach Town? Teach Town is a research-based educational program designed to support diverse learning needs by providing instruction that is aligned with general education curriculum while focusing on the whole student. At East Point, we use this curriculum to help students who have autism or even has developmentally delayed by offering targeted learning supports that build academic, behavior, social skills through interactive activities and evidence-based instruction. Why is this important? Because we provide those students with exposure to general education with standard base. We reinforce and tailor access to all grade levels by reinforcing those foundational skills that some students lack. And we tailor that instruction through this platform. What's also unique about it is that the teachers are allowed to put the IEP goals within the system, and they can do a tracking system to see if the students are meeting their goals through progress monitoring. Can you go to the next one? Thank you. That's it. What is our work-based learning? Well, we have work-based learning at our high school with our CI students. They gain hands-on experience through partnerships such as Gleaners. You have to come see them once a month when they're out there working hard, supporting the families as they drive up. They pick out the food and deliver it to the families, and it's really, truly something miraculous. They also help out to distribute foods for the families and the community members. So it's not just for the families, it's for anyone who's in need. They do school-based jobs such as assisting in the cafeteria, stocking up supplies. Currently, we have 11 specialized classes using Teachtown K through 12. That's throughout our district. Today, I had the opportunity to visit Pleasant View. And when I went into Pleasant View, I went into a sensory room that Pleasant View created for all of the students. So regardless if a student has a disability, they can go into this common area to calm down, which decreases suspension, which allows students to still be in school, and they don't have to have a disability to go in this room. All Principal Trice asks is if you sign in and clean up the room once you leave. But it provides all students the opportunity to stay in school, and that's what we want. I am happy to report that we also have a partnership with the MISD. At Bellevue, 5 of our classrooms are being used by the ISD. What's so important about that is it provides those students with the opportunity to still be close to home so they won't be traveling far distances. So great job on Bellevue. Now, let's talk about Teachtown and the wonderful things that is happening. Teachtown has a built-in progress monitoring tool that allows teachers to track the students' performance in real time and identify areas of need aligned to the IEPs. I am happy to report that we have improved significantly. I don't know if you see those numbers, they're kind of far, but we looked at the math and reading scores. So K through 5, we have improved 140%. Wow. 6 through 8, we have improved 183%. And 9 through 12, we have improved 222%. Now, I do need to stop for 1 second and to say that this year we implemented where all the teachers were trained. Prior to that, we had some teachers that had knowledge of it, and then some teachers did not. We worked diligently to work with Teachtown to ensure that all of our teachers were trained, as well as their peers, because we know that without the teachers and peers working together as a team, we won't be able to implement this program with fidelity. So it was so important to do that. But I also want to give some shout outs and highlights to 2 teachers in our district. So one of the teachers is Mrs. Hunter at the middle school. She was able to work Teachtown so effectively that 2 of her students tested out.
Great.
And they are in general education classes.
That's good.
That's phenomenal, right?
Yes.
And then we have at the high school, Ms. Shamshire has 2 students that tested out of reading comprehension and now is taking regular English classes. So we see that Teachtown is effective when we work the plan. So we're working the plan, and we're going to see great things as we continue on. We have implemented this plan this school year, and we have noticed that now this is before we had all the people that really got trained, we had 28 IEPs in the system. Now, after this second training, we know that more people are going to start inputting those IEPs in there so that they can track how the students are progressing. Overall, our district, I was still at the last one. Thank you. Overall, our district has improved 162% with 1,106 lessons, Master, 3,621. That's a great job that they're doing.
Good job.
Now, when we talk about, we can go to the next slide, thank you. When we talk about photos, I thought it was so important to really just capture how the teachers are making Teach Town stories come to life. If you notice in the first picture, we have one of our elementary students. She was reading How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffries, and the teacher really allowed the students to draw stars and everything. They put things outside the door, and she really brought the literature to life. She created opportunities for students to learn different ways, and it just provided a great opportunity for them. We do have some of the high school students, and those high school students have an opportunity to be exposed to George Washington Carver. We have Dr. Jane Goodall. So these students are getting a lot of curriculum that is general ed. And I wanted to have you turn to, Ms. Whitney? Okay, you already passed it out? Okay, so I wanted you to take a look at the Dr. Jane Goodall. I spoke with one of the teachers, Mr. Gibbs, who's in the high school, and he teaches 8th grade. And Mr. Gibbs shared with me that he believes all students can read. And I said, okay, Mr. Gibbs, share with me, how do you think all students can read? He said, Teach Town provides pictures. So for those students who are struggling with reading, they can at least identify the pictures and follow along when they're reading out loud. And he said, with this program, he has found that students are more engaged in reading because they no longer feel like they can't read by looking at some of these pictures. So I wanted to show you just a copy of what Teach Town has for the students.
Reach 'em with it.
Now we talk about the wraparound services. So we have a fantastic approach to our wraparound services, which is very comprehensive. Ms. Donna Fabian Grossman is responsible for making sure that our students get a lot of these wraparound services. So our district, to me, is one of the top, because we don't offer just an at-risk social worker. We have a special education social worker, which means that all of our students who may have some challenges can be seen. We have RBTs. A lot of school districts doesn't have that. We have a board-certified BCBA that is over the RBTs, making sure that they are doing the plans for the students so that our students can stay in school. So while our wraparound services, in my opinion, is second to none, because we have all these supports to support our students who we know are struggling in many different areas. Next slide, thank you. Currently, we have 47 families identified that we provide support to. We have a Shamrock van. What district has that?
Right.
What district has that?
Second to none.
Second to none, okay? We provide bus cards, gas cards, food cards, underwear if they need it. Whatever our students need, Ms. Donna Fabian works diligently to ensure that our students' needs are met. You can go to the next one, please. Now, I'm excited about this one because we know attendance is an issue in a lot of districts, but not in ours. Not in ours. With the collaboration of PBIS, different resources, implementing incentives, our staff being sent to the Macomb ISD to receive training on attendance solutions, our attendance has increased by 10%. To some, they may sound like a small number, but we're saying that ours have increased, and this is not where we're gonna end. We're gonna increase some more. Now we talk about the multi-tier system. is implemented in all of our buildings. Teams meet weekly to discuss and support needs based on the data. This helps us to deliver timely, precise interventions to students in real time. Tier 1 is for all students. What that means is in every classroom, wherever you go, you should see students engaging in small group instruction. That means the teacher is pulling students in small groups. Tier 2 is those students who need just a little more support, just a little more support. So you may see them being pulled out to see the math interventionist or the reading interventionist. That doesn't mean they have an IEP or a 504, but what that means is they have been identified of just needing some additional support. And that's 332 students identified as getting those support services. And then when we look at Tier 3, as I spoke before, those are the intensified services that students need. And that's 707 students. So Teach Town is really geared towards that Tier 3 student, to give them an opportunity to still have the curriculum that is general ed, but is tailored to fit their needs. Thank you.
All right.
Any questions?
I had one.
I just had one.
No, get them
Yes, ma'am.
first. Get them first.
When did this program start? Or how long has this been in effect?
So you're saying how long it's been in effect?
Yes.
In East Point?
Yes.
So Teach Town was implemented and approved by this Board of Education in January 2024. So for the second half of the year,
Can a student be a part of the program, or is it assess-based? Or it's assess-based, right?
Yes.
So they can be in there from 6 months to a year, or as they improve, you cut them loose and put them back out into
So
the
the
general?
goal is for them to test out.
Yeah,
That's
test
the
out.
goal. So we keep implementing it and providing them with the material and keep working with them. And if a student is only there for 6 months, hooray.
Yeah, hooray,
If they're there
right.
for 5 years, hooray too, because we're still making some strides with their skills.
Absolutely.
So even if they may not master something, they're still getting the skill base.
and these are students, the students that are using Teach Town are students who are self-contained in self-contained programs. Some students are co-taught and have access to that. We have about 27% of our population is special education. And so Teach Town is the curriculum for the special education students.
And the second part of that question would be, you mentioned the one that's identified but not part of Teach Town. Is that the same for them as well?
So what part did that say?
So in the tiered students that you identified, the tiered levels of students, those are collected from all of our schools.
right.
So you have a tiered system of support, which is what you're providing to kids who might be 2 grade levels behind and are struggling, or have a deficit in comprehension skills in reading. So they get, so that's what that number, 700
Yeah,
children. We have 700 children receiving Tier 3 intervention in our schools now. So that's usually through a Title I teacher or the GRIT program that we've highlighted here before. Those are the children that are getting tagged Tier 3. Special education are students who are identified special education and they have an IEP. So she gave us both our general education tier data and our special education information this evening.
And may I add, your numbers are stellar.
I'm sorry.
Your percentage numbers are stellar.
Thank
Your
you.
growth, yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Okay.
I had a question.
Go ahead.
Great presentation, by the
Thank
way, Dr. Walton. But I have a few questions. First of all, those acronyms you use, BCA,
I'm glad you had pictures.
BCBA, and RBT, What do those stand for?
I'm sorry, it was posted up there. My
posted up there,
apologies.
though.
A lot of times, we use those acronyms
Yes, you
if
do.
everyone knows what we're speaking of, so my apologies. So when I talk about BCBA, that's the behavior, come on, help me out now.
Yeah, you got them
I
up there.
didn't see it.
Yeah, there they are right there.
Certified.
Where?
Yeah, there you go. Some of them right there.
It's not that one. Keep going. It's the board certified.
Because I showed Miss.
There you go, right there. Yeah, that's what I was following
Board
that.
certified behavior analyst.
Oh, okay.
And then
I
when we
missed that.
speak about the RBTs, I said BTs, but RBTs is the registered behavior text.
Okay. And thank you for that clarity. What's the difference between an IEP student and a 504 student? And that's the first part of that question. And the second part, you kind of touched on it with Mr. Roscoe's question, I think. But these particular conditions follow these students all the way through their tenure of school, right? Most of the time?
Most of the time.
Okay, because I know I had I didn't know, but until last year when he graduated, but my sister's friend's son was a special needs student, and I shook his hand, and when he walked across the stage, and I was like, great job, but yeah, the program is excellent.
It is.
so-
So I am the one responsible for doing the 504s.
Okay.
Okay? So 504s are really an opportunity with students who have a medical condition or have a diagnosis of a disability. And what I do is really help with the collaboration of the school is to provide supports, accommodations for those students. Now, those students are not considered special ed, so to speak, okay? Because they can still be on a track of getting a diploma, all right? However, there are some students that need additional support with testing, where they need, 10 to 15 more minutes. Or some students may have a condition where they have to go to the restroom a lot. That is where I come in to make sure those accommodations create or dismantle any barriers that would prevent that student from being successful.
Okay.
That is what a 504 does, okay? Now, I want to be clear. A student can qualify for a 504 and an IEP at the same time, okay? Now, the difference between an IEP is those students have a disability that may be more intensified. They may have some cognitive impairment, some delay. They may need resources outside of the general population. They may need PT, speech, all these different supports that comes into play. A 504 student do not get those supports. Now, if that support is needed, then we're looking more for an IEP versus a 504, okay?
Okay.
Did I explain that where you can understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. What I wanted to ask is, are we making it known to our parents that these services are available for them? Because that's the biggest question that's out there. I didn't know y'all had this available. Is there, like, on the website where a new family come in the neighborhood and enroll their student, they find out they may need a 504 or IEP, where they can go and get the information?
On our website, we do have Child Find, and Child Find is actually the link where, anyone can report that they feel like a student have a disability.
Okay.
That means the custodian could be, a lot of times people think a custodian may not be able to say anything, but everyone who may suspect a disability can call our office for a Child Find. And the Child Find means that they'll come to me, and they would talk to me about what their concerns are.
Right.
Okay? And some of those concerns is really what I need to take care of. But I'm the person that kind of weed it out to see what direction it goes through.
Right.
And so if it's an IEP, then it goes directly to that school where those students may be attending, based on the zip code and address.
And then we don't need to count out our custodians or our lunch ladies, because they're the ones who see
They see everything.
the kids around and say, hey, I think it might be something wrong with them or they need assistance. So it's really good to see that.
So the other part to that is you don't have to go through the child find process. Having a conversation with your school principal will help you get access to interventions and supports. Our teachers also engage in that process through the PLC process. They're always assessing if children have got a mastery of the concept or it has to be retaught. But anytime a parent is looking for additional services, I would encourage them first to start with their classroom teacher and then to go to the building level principal.
Okay. And then,
So I just have a question. How do you deal with, you know that the child needs an IEP or a 504, but the parent is not willing to accept the fact that their child needs extra help? Have you ever dealt with that?
Question.
Yes, ma'am, all the time.
Right.
I think it's important that we educate parents.
Right.
And so a lot of times when parents call, I call them back and I kind of explain to them the difference between the two. But because our school district implemented MTSS, that's where it's supposed to first start, to be able to identify where the student may need some support. Okay? But that conversation is something that I have, but I also, as Superintendent Gibson said, send it back to the school level for the school to really take ownership of that. I've had principals, teachers, some of everyone call me and say a student needs to be evaluated. And at that point, it's not for me to decide yes or no. I do my due diligence and I follow up with that parent and then I send it to the appropriate people. But I think educating parents on the difference between the two is very imperative. And I think also letting them know that we have support systems in East Point that is helping children with ASD, autism. I'm sorry, here I am with them acronyms again. That's helping our students out, where some districts won't take students that have autism because they don't have the manpower and the staff. Our school district does.
Because my grandson has an IEP. He's now in the 7th grade, and he's doing a lot better. But at first, I knew that he needed extra help, but his mother refused. She was like, no, nothing's wrong with him. And it took a minute for her to talk to the teachers to get it together. I don't know.
Sometimes what I do is I will go to the social worker, because the social worker really knows how to kind of present that to a parent so they can understand it. If I'm not successful with it, a lot of times I am, but if I'm not successful, I kind of reach out for help. I even go to my director and say, hey, by her being a former social worker, can you kind of explain to the parent why it's important for the student to take their medication, why it's important for that student to come to school? And, you know, I had a parent contact me who child was 7 years old and had ABA therapy. And that was it. Had never been in school. And I shared with her that it was so important for that student to be educated, not just in school, but to get those social skills that students tend to miss out on when they are in those type of establishments. Not saying anything about ABA, but I am for students being in school.
yeah. Thank you. Well, we have a great advocate. Donna Fabian Grossman is the parent whisperer. She know how to talk to those parents and be like, well, just see if it'll work. I've seen her work,
In action.
and she is really wonderful.
She is.
Thank you so much, Dr. Walton. We
you.
appreciate
Thank
you
you so
sharing
much.
more about our student support services.
Thank you.
That concludes the superintendent's report this evening. Thank you so much.
Okay, next we have our first hearing of the public for agenda items only. You have 3 minutes. Is there anybody who wishes to be heard? Okay, seeing none, it opens and closes at 7:20. Next, we have discussion items and recommendation for approval for asbestos abatement contract for Belleville Elementary and East Point High School. Bellevue
Bellevue.
Well, I always say Belleville. It's Bellevue and the high school.
This is just a straightforward asking you to approve. This was planned all along. Our asbestos is never part of the construction bid process. Bid packs, it's always a separate standalone, so this isn't unusual. As is typical, we have 25% contingency because it's asbestos. Things can always happen inside that space in terms of other things happening. Turn my mic on. No worries.
You're right, yeah.
They already heard a lot of me. They don't want to hear me.
You said it's 25%?
Yes, we put a
25%.
25% contingency in here because asbestos work, the reality is you can start doing something and have more, even though we've tested and we believe we know the scope of the work. This, for what it's worth, is half the price we thought it was going to be. So in our opinion, this is a great deal. This just supports the work at Bellevue and the high school this summer.
Take it away.
Anybody have any questions?
They've been working on it all.
I know, because we've already seen it. Okay, please, can I have a motion for approval?
Make a motion that we,
Can't hear you, sir.
Can't hear you, Mr. Williams.
I make a motion that we approve the abate contract for Bellevue and East Point High School.
Support.
With a motion and support, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Williams, yes. Mr. Roscoe?
Yes.
Dr. Early?
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitby?
Yes.
And Mr. McCain?
Yes.
With a vote of 6-0, motion's carried. Next, we're asking for a recommendation for approval for the school calendar, 2026-27.
I believe I had one more item on there, President.
Yeah, one more item.
No?
I didn't have change orders?
Recommendation of the bid pack.
No, it was not.
One moment, please. We're going to move on to the recommendation to approve the school calendar. Thank you so much.
Is that official?
Assistant Superintendent Fleming, would you please take us through the calendar?
Sure thing. Good evening, everyone. It's that time of year when we have the district calendar for next year. Our committee was composed of administrators, teachers, and secretary representatives from various buildings all throughout the district. This team was very committed to providing a balanced calendar and spent a lot of time reviewing relevant data, the Macomb County Common Calendar, gathering input from stakeholders, looking at union contracts, testing schedules, and then also the pupil accounting requirements. Their work really reflects a careful and intentional approach to creating a calendar that supports both staff and students adequately as we move into the next year. The highlights do include some time before students come back where we run a 3-day teacher professional development that will be August 25th through 27th. Students will be returning on August 31st. I know that this is a little bit later than typically we've done, but the teachers and the data showed that coming to school before Labor Day is a little bit later this year too, so having that week before Labor Day, getting kids in for a full week of instruction was really critical to them. We will continue with the late start PLC Wednesdays, and then we did put in placeholder dates for key events this year, such as curriculum nights, parent-teacher conferences, the trunk or treat, kindergarten roundup, and transition nights. This is to try to work towards that equitable experience and be allowing our families to be able to plan ahead. So those things are already in the calendar, and they're stamped kind of done, so people can go ahead and start to plan ahead. The instructional days are balanced across the quarters. And like I said before, we are aligned with the Macomb County Common Calendar, which supports our athletics and many of our staff members who have children attending in other districts. So we want to try to be focused on that attendance factor for all people, including our staff. Professional learning days are intentionally distributed throughout the year, so we've placed them in times of year when we know that we need to go back and reteach or to provide some additional education as we enter testing season, for instance. And then the last day of school will be June 16th, which is a Wednesday. We always run that as a half day for Teacher Records Day. So I want to thank the committee that we had for their thoughtful planning and collaboration in developing this calendar. We believe that it represents a strong and well-balanced school year.
I just like to, we only going to have one parent-teachers conference?
We do offer one in the spring as well, which is the half-day that the SAT is running. For instance, tomorrow, we have K-8 parent-teacher conferences, and the high school is running their SAT.
Okay. 'Cause I
So there's actually a fall one, and then we have the spring one for the K-8s.
So what we found, I'm going to add on to this, though, is what we found is that when we do half-days, we do not get attendance. So having 3 half-days, that means we have 3 half-days. If, in the old way that we were running parent-teacher conferences, the committee found that we weren't making attendance on half-days. So we have to get 75% attendance to count those as attendance days. So the calendar committee is recommending a shift and has counted our days. But we are not going to continue to offer half-days. We don't make attendance on those days.
Yeah, and in addition, honestly, with Dojo and Power School, our families are highly connected to our teachers.
Yes.
So we are constantly having parent meetings throughout the school year. Power School's transparent to all parents. They can you can see their grades live time as they're entered. And then with that daily communication between teachers, we don't get a big turnout for parent conferences in person, to be honest. Our data has gone down over the years because there's such a high touch every single day with parents texting teachers back and forth and knowing live time what's happening with their kids.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any more questions? Okay, you call the vote.
You didn't put it in there yet.
Did we make a motion?
We need a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I made the motion. I would like, can I please have a motion for a recommendation of the approval of the 2026-2027 school calendar?
Board President Early, I'd like to make a motion for the recommendation to approve the 2026-27 school year calendar.
Thank you.
Support.
Okay, with motion support, can you please call the vote?
Mr. McCain,
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson,
No.
and Mrs. Whitby.
Yes.
With a vote of 5-1, the motion carried. Next, we have Bid Pack 11. This is the package for the mechanicals and electric removals for the high school and Bellevue.
And Board of Education, the confusion that was created are the copies that you have of your agenda do not have Bid Pack 11 on them. They were accidentally, a wrong copy was made. It was posted correctly. It is posted on the web correctly.
Yeah.
Just the board agenda that you're looking at had a typo on it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
John Dean, thank you.
Apologize for any confusion I might have caused. This is an easy one. About 6 weeks ago, you approved a series of work to do the Bellevue condensate lines and the 5 boilers at the high school. You approved inside of that an $841,000 contingency. We have some change orders to the tune of $228,000. So this is just to approve those change orders. It comes out of the contingency, doesn't raise the price at all. This is why we have contingency. So as we start work, we learn there's more work, we can do it without raising the overall cost.
Okay.
Can I please have a motion for approval?
I move to approve the contingency. Bid Pack 11.
Support.
With the motion support, can you please call the vote?
From student information and sharing that with third-party interests. This was extremely important for the board to know exactly what the material is. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Before you approve the purchase of material for student use, know what's behind all of it. This is extremely important. And I feel really bad for some of the people. I think there are like 13,000 school districts involved in a lawsuit against that company that provided that. I don't know if you saw that information, but if you get a chance, make sure you Google it. Teach Town, I remember approving that one. because we actually had a chance to look at some of it. And then the turnover rate. There are people who in this community talk, and they hear about things going on in the buildings that you might not hear about. So I would caution everyone to be careful of what they're saying to staff in particular. I understand there were at least 3 different staff members that were cussed out. That's not acceptable, shows a lack of respect for adults. And I would hope that they're certainly not going on with students as well. And in my almost 30 seconds left, I can imagine, one of the other things that people talk about is the millage. People don't want to approve it. I don't know if they're going to or not, but the biggest complaint I've heard is the schools are not doing what they should do. So that's something that needs work, and I would encourage all to pay attention to it, especially proficiency regarding student performance. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anybody else wish to be heard? Yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
Jennifer Nicholas, East Point resident. I just wanted to say, Mr. Dean, that was a very, I enjoyed that presentation very much. It's unfortunate that there was no live video for that, I'm understanding. Maybe you could do it again, not right now, but at some point, you know, I think a video presentation like that would be very helpful to the community. If it could be, you know, posted on our city cable channel or, you know, something posted on the city website as well as the Board of Education website.
7:35. Next, we have trustee comments. Mr. McCain.
Thank you, Board President Early. Good evening, everyone. I wanted to thank Dr. Dean for the great Unified Campus presentation and the asbestos one too, but Unified was much more exciting, of course. And also want to give acknowledgement, a great presentation, and kudos to the great work you and your team are doing, Dr. Walton, so thank you for that. And then running through really quick, best of luck to our juniors as they take the SAT, and kudos to, and again, I'm just going to run through this really quick, Bellevue, AP Doherty and Davis, Miss Crenshaw and Forefront, AD McCarthy and Miss Cirillo, and so many more Shamrocks and all the great work you're doing throughout the district. And as always, I have my closing quote: the ability to read, write, and analyze, the confidence to stand up and demand justice and equality, the qualifications and connections to get your foot in the door and take your seat at the table. All of that starts with education. And those are the wise words of Michelle Obama. Thank you.
Mr. Roscoe.
I got to get one of them quotes, I tell you. To Dr. Walton and her staff, I mean, great job. Like I said earlier, this stellar all the way across the board. And we really want to shout out to Ms. Hunter. Am I correct in that? What elementary school was that? The middle school, and then Miss Shamper, the high school? Yes, Shampshire. Okay, got it right, okay. Just want to make sure we got a shout out on that. I think it's so stellar. And then all of the other, I concur with my fellow trustee member and what he was saying. And just springtime is good to hear the kids come out and play. I mean, we've been surrounded with all kind of noise, but to hear them play and bounce balls, it was just great to hear that today. And just for them to be safe, let's look out for them in springtime. And may God bless everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Roscoe. Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Board. And thank you, community, for allowing me to serve you. I'll be as quick as possible. Great job, Mrs. McCarthy, for bringing the sports programs to fruition. That was years in the making, and I'm glad to see it's starting to grow. Great presentation, Dr. Walton. Thank you for clarifying those BCS. And thank you, Miss Donna Fabian. You do a great job all the time. every time. Great job to our administrators and our superintendent for the work that they do in and out of the classroom. And congratulations to our executive team for recognizing our custodian staff and the work that they do. That's something that a lot of districts overlook, I think. But it's so important, the job they do cleaning and making sure everything is sanitized and different things of that nature so that our students can perform in a clean, safe environment. So thank you again. And I'd like to say as I end, if you can be anything, be kind. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Ms. Whitby?
I'd like to piggyback off of what my whole board said. They said everything, but once again, thank you, Dr. Walton. Also, thank you, Dean, and tell Larry, Dan, Carl, and Carrie, thank you for their presentation as well, and thank you for answering our questions. Also, congrats to the BV team with Brooke. And thank you, Christina, and the Forefront team. And I would like to close with a quote. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. You won't always feel like you're doing it, but consistency will carry you through. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Whitby. Mrs. Richardson?
I am full. I am full.
A lot of information.
A lot of information, and I'm full. I'm fine.
Thank you. I want to say thank you so much for everybody to come into the meetings. Please continue to come. We need input. We need people to tell us the things that they see. I want to say thank you. I just got back this morning from the training. National School Board Association was no joke. It was getting up early in the morning, every day, one class after the other. I learned some really interesting things. They said, when you're on the dais as the president, make sure you say this. If it looks like we're a deer in the headlights, it's because we're not here to talk during your public comment. We're here to listen. So if you see us just looking like we're not paying attention, we're here to hear what you have to say, not to respond to you. And so I want to make sure everybody knows that we're here to listen to what you have to say. Even if we don't want to hear what you have to say, we're here to listen. Those classes was rigorous. They ain't got nothing on MESB, ain't got nothing on the national. Literally class after class after class all day for 4 straight days. It was a lot, and I picked up a lot of good information. I found out Robert's Rules, there's no such thing as so moved. Stop using it. In Robert's Rules, there's no such thing as so moved. So when you make a motion, you got to make the motion because you have to let your public know what the motion is. And so moved does not do that. And so that was one of the biggest things that one of my governing classes that I learned this weekend. So I want to say thank you so much for everybody. Next, we have closed session for attorney-client privilege. Do we need a motion for that? Can I have a motion to go into closed session?
I'm taking some more in.
I make a motion that we go into closed session.
Support.
With motion and support, can I have a vote, please?
Mr. Williams, yes. Mr. Roscoe?
Yes.
Dr. Early?
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitby?
Yes.
And Mr. McKay?
Yes.
With a motion, a vote of 6-0, motion's carried.
So at this time, we'll clear the audience and all members of the executive team, and we'll close the doors to this room. So thank you very much for attending the board meeting this evening.